Melendez and Carmen Perez stopped and frisked many times. I also talked to longtime civil rights activist and comedian Dick Gregory. I asked him if he was ever stopped and frisked.
Many times.
Many
Most of the time
times?
it was my fault. It was dealing in the civil rights movement. That's altogether a different type of stop because they have to be on their best behavior then because there's too many cameras around.
What do you think of all these young people who are describing, like the young woman next to you who said, or the young man on the other side of you who said their first stop was when they were 11 years old?
Yeah, it's happened all the time. It just there was never no spotlight on it. And that's what's so beautiful about this here. But let me tell you something that's interesting. Out of the thousands of black cops in America, you never turned on TV or picked up the newspaper and see where white families complaining that some black cop shot their child or mother or father in the head 40 times. Now you ask the question, are black cops more spiritual than white cops? Are black cops better trained? No. Black cops know that white folks ain't gonna tolerate it. That's why you don't see that. And when we get to the point that we say we're not going to tolerate it, now what would have to happen for black folks to stop tolerating it? Let cops beat up black folks' car. It ain't no accident. You had never heard a black person say, that white rich guy shot my car. It's something inside of me that wouldn't tolerate it. I tolerate you, my mother, my children, my family, but don't mess with my car. And you see that. And and this will help that change. This will help that to come out before there's an incident and send a message. Or if we was together enough, if we had one Christmas boycott against police brutality, then the white folks that's not involved in it, the turkey growers, Disneyland, all you major folks, they would come out and stop it. And when they nod their head, it stops. And this march here just don't affect New York. You got police departments all over America now that send people here to watch this. And the other thing, that's the solemn thing, they lose billions of dollars every year selling police brutality cases. And eventually the taxpayers they're not going to tolerate it. They're going to say, wait a minute, stop. And this is what happened when you really, all my life when I've seen a siren, nobody ever told me I pray for them, that where they're going, the purple they're going to, the siren. It's funny praying for a cop if you don't know, but maybe when you think about, as a little boy for Christmas, I never wanted a police car, and I didn't know nothing about cop brutality. I always wanted a fire truck. And I hope it'll come the day that children will want a fire truck and a police car, and then we know it's over.
Dick Gregory, what gives you hope?
I don't believe in hope. We got in outer space, it wasn't hope. We made rockets, it wasn't hope. You bring in the hardcore scientists and shine a light on it and say, we have to do this. If I had a brain tumor, I don't hope it's going to get out. I'm going to ask you who's the best brain surgeon here, and I'll go to him. And that's what's going to happen. You set the mindset of young folks that said, what you doing here goes out there and say to young, this don't have to happen. That is not all right. I come up in a black community when a cop beat up you and your brother, they say, well, thank God they didn't kill you. That's no more. That's no more.
Longtime civil rights activist and comedian Dick Gregory.